righty, so let's go to our agenda right now. Today, we're going to be talking about quizzes. So it's going to be our quizzes deep dive over here. And I'm hoping to be able to answer all the questions that you might have. I know that quizzes can be a little bit frightening for some people, but just hang in there and we're going to guide you through this. We're also going to go through our help page, our IDEA Studio, and how to get any help that you might need. Alrighty, so let me get this going for you guys. Okay. I'm just opening the platform so you can actually see my screen. Okay. I don't think you can see my new screen. Let me try one more time. Okay, I think you can see my screen now. Alrighty, so I am here on our audience platform, and I've been creating a few quizzes for us to talk about today. So the first important thing to know is that by creating a quiz, like in order for you to create a quiz, you just hit the create campaign right here. The same way we do with any of the other applications that we offer. So if you click over here and you select quiz, you'll be able to pick from a graded quiz or an outcome quiz. So this is a very important thing to mention because those are a little bit different. A graded quiz is just like a regular quiz with specific questions, and there are like specific answers for those quizzes, for those questions, I'm sorry. An outcome quiz is pretty much almost like a personality kind of quiz. So you're gonna ask questions, and as people answer them, they'll be placed into one specific personality or another one. So it's important to know what kind of quiz you wanna deal with. But I went ahead over here and I've started creating a quiz for you. So right over here in our campaigns page, I already clicked on the create campaign, and this one is the one that I've picked for our graded quiz. So because President's Day is just right on the corner, that's the theme that I picked. Excuse me. So once you're here, you see just our regular entry form that is shown for any of the other applications that we offer here. You see that steps 3 and 4 are graded out, but steps 1 and 2 are still over here. So for step 1, you would pick how many times per day or per month or per hour or total you want those people to be able to enter, and how you want them to be able to enter, if it's via email, Facebook, or any other way. And then on step 2, you're going to select the things that you want to, the data that you want to collect from those entrants. Over here, we have first and last names as our default, but you can add whatever you want. So let's say that it's really important for you to add birthdays. So here we go. We're going to add the birthday over here, and it's going to show for us. Alrighty. So, you know, the same way that you can do with the other applications, you'll be doing over here as well. We can also change the theme color since it's a very patriotic day. Let's go for a blue one. So you're gonna match all of this, and we can also change the theme color over here if we'd like. And now I'm gonna go with more of a red color to my entry view, to my entry form. And then I named my quiz, but you don't have to. Like, you can leave this off if you want to, or you want to, if you want to name it, you can. This is where you click to edit it. to change the name, to change the title of the quiz, or to leave it blank. And this is where you go in order to select an image for your header. You can do that two ways. You can choose a file from your computer, and then if you do that, okay, you can upload it. Let me go, or you can also pick an image that we have from over here as well. And I'm gonna search for US to see what we get. And you know what? I really love this image. I think it's gonna be perfect, and I wanna use this file. Then I'm go ahead over here and hit use this file. It takes a minute to save, so it's important to hang in there. Another thing that it's very important to know is that this is our landing page, and over here under questions, you might want to use a different image, or maybe you don't want to use an image at all. Just so you know how it is right now, as you can see, if you click on the preview button, you see how it is. So you see that this one is showing, this image is showing at first on our landing page, and then the skip buttons over here just for admin purposes. So it's not going to show to your entrance. They will be able to, they will need actually to enter their email address in order to keep going with the quiz over here, but we can skip that. And then you can see that since I did not add any image to my outcomes, to my questions page, then it's not going to show any over here, and it's just going to show me the options for answers. Okay, so just so you know how it looks like, and then I can also add this over here. So same thing, I'm going to use an image over here as well. So after I search for it, okay, so it doesn't want to show me right now. So let's go ahead and not use it, that one then. Okay, so under your questions area over here, I already added a question. So I added who was the first American-born president, and I've also added a few choices over here for your entrance to pick from. So this is actually like a very simple way of doing a quiz, and it's just a straightforward kind of quiz that we can do. And then the only thing that we need to do over here is actually selecting the one that was the first-born American president. And I hope you know that I'm not from the US, but I did my research, and then he is the one. Martin Van Buren is the first American-born president. So once you select this one, then the system will know that this is the answer that you want it shown. Alrighty, so we can keep going, adding questions over here. So let's do a question together over here. Okay, let's do a second question. I'm gonna select the choosing one answer possible, and then here I am, and let's type into a different question, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna do this question over here that I thought was really interesting. So I'm gonna ask, which president was a classically trained pianist and played or other instruments? Ooh, this is a tough one, huh? Okay, so this is my question over here. And let me show you how to add some, how to add some of the choices over here. So let me go for the first one. I'll say that this was John F. Kennedy. My second option will be William Taft. Okay, and over here is where I add more choices to it. So I'm gonna go with a third option over here, and it will be Richard Nixon. And fourth option will be John Quincy Adams. Perfect. Over here for the knowledge of all of us, the right answer is Richard Nixon. So he was very well trained pianist, and he also played other instruments. So that's how we add a question. And we can, we can just keep going and add more questions as we go. We can also use conditionals over here. It's, something that it's largely used with surveys if you want to do like a deeper survey, but we can also do that over here with quizzes. We just have to click in advanced, and then we add a conditional. And over here, which is the question that we want to tie with that second question that we are doing the conditional. What this conditional does is pretty much tying that, that second question with the question that came prior to that. So we are pretty much, depending on how we answer that first question, that's when we move into the second question or not, because we might want to go from that first question, depending on the answer, to maybe the third or the fourth question and skip second and third questions over here. So just so you guys know, that's something that it's available. So I can choose that first question and say equals to, if they say it was James Monroe, if they answer James Monroe, then it will go to, then they will be directed into that second question over here. So that's how we add conditionals. And in order to delete them, we just click in this trash can over here, and it's going to be deleted. So just so you know, this is available to us over here in quizzes as well. Let me see. Outcomes. Alrighty, so when we come to outcomes, it's just a matter of, letting them know how they did. So we can have options over here. We can do, more than one. We can do how many we want to for them over here. So it really depends on us. So let me add an outcome over here, and I will say, like, to make this even more interesting, I'm gonna say that everybody who scores, everybody who scores over here, let's say 100% starting at 50%. So everybody that is able to score at least half of the questions right, the outcome that I'm gonna say is great job. There you go. And this is going to be the page that you'll be seeing for them. They are also going to be able, like, if you want them to see a summary of their results upon completion, you just click over here. There are also those other options over here that you can show statistics on the other users, and you can also show their correct or incorrect answers if you want to. So that's how you do it over here. And then let's add a second outcome over here. And this second outcome will be for the ones who, didn't go very well over here. And then we go from 0% to 50%. And, oh, I'm sorry, I was messing with the first outcome still. Let me go back over here. Okay, so with the second outcome, once we click on it, we'll go from 100%. Oh, sorry, 0% to 50% over here. There you go. Okay, and this is going to be our second outcome. And I'll say, like, keep studying. So this is how we set this up. Under the settings, there are a few important things that we all need to know, and this is true for both of the graded quizzes, the kind of graded quizzes that we're going to be using over here, either the graded one or the outcome one. So over here, we just have a regular schedule as our sweepstakes, our regular sweepstakes, the title, the prize. That it won't make any difference if we, and it's not going to make any difference into our campaign if we say something over here or not, because this is just for admin purposes. Notification emails, those are when you get notified every time someone enters. And I would advise you, if you get like a good amount of people entering, that you probably don't want to put your email over there. Otherwise, your email inbox will be just like completely full of emails over here. But we also offer the recap email. The recap email is just like by the end of a campaign, you get a recap of your entrance. It's almost basically like email stats for you. There are tags over here. You are able to tag your campaign the way you'd like, and you'll be able to find it easily in the future. And there are some appearances settings over here. So you can show your share options. Some people like that, some people don't. So you're able to unselect that or go back and select that. You can hide the title. As I said, like right now we have a title over there showing. If I click and hide the title, and if I go back into preview, you see that the title is not showing over here anymore. So it's just the image of the White House, and that's it. And if I unselect that and I want to see the title, and if I click in preview, you'll be able to see that it's showing over here, President's Day quiz. Okay, so it's really up to you using this or not. White labeling it is that you see that in every campaign that we offer in the bottom, there is our brand over there, our audience brand. You may want to not show that, so you white label it, and you may hide footer terms as well. If you do that, just make sure that you have some, terms in your web page or somewhere that you're going to be, people will be able to see that. And you may also hide notification email user data. So if you do that, that notifications email that we just talked about will be sending you like more basic notification email. So it just won't show user data over here. You can manage your assets if you want to. You can click over here and just, save your assets for future purposes as well. This fine print is whatever you want to say. If there is something else that you want to say, whatever you want to say, that will show right below your entry form. So underneath your entry form, if there are a few things that you want to say, then you're still able to do that over here. Your rules, so you can edit those ones over here as you'd like and as your company prefers. And confirmation email disclaimer text is also like if you want to send confirmation emails to those who have entered. So we have lots of options over here to play with in our settings page right here. Let me now go with you to our, there you go, to our outcome quiz. So just you can see the difference between those two. Okay, so I've created one over here, and this one it's just like a way for us to see how that goes. The difference between those two. So, alrighty, let's provide the following over here. Okay. So as you can see, it's just the same way as that we could see with the other one. We can also search for images over here. I want some images of books showing, and I'm gonna do this one. I was this file over here. Oh, too big. I did not like it. You know what? I want to use a different one. Let me go for another book image over here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna do this one over here. Use this file. There you go. This is the one I prefer the best. It's clear. That's the one I want. So are you smarter than a fifth grade? We will do the same process over here. The main difference is just seeing that the outcome over here goes before the questions. So it's just a way for us to understand, like whenever we do the outcome quiz, it's more important, it's not that more important. It's just, it's good for us to know which outcome we want to attach to connect to which question. So I personally like creating the outcomes before to get started. So I would do the outcome first, and then I'm gonna say which question I want to tie into that outcome. Okay, so if I do the first outcome will be like, you are a pro. There you go. And then I also want to show users the summary of their results upon completion. This is what I'm going to be doing. And then I'll get the second outcome. And that one, I'm going to say, you need to keep working on this. Again, showing a summary of the results. And then I'm going to add a third outcome, and I'll say, you better learn a few more things, something like that. Alrighty. So because of those outcomes, then I'll know how my questions will be. Like it's easier for me to know how I want them to play over here. And then I'm able to select the kind of answer that I want to give. So let's go with multiple choice over here. I'm going to be able to select that multiple choice. And then here I am. I'm going to answer these questions. Okay. So let me ask a question over here. I got a few interesting questions for us to go. So let's say, how many fluid ounces are in a cup? I am sure that many of us, including me, wouldn't remember that. So let's just go over here and select how many we would like. So let's go for 8 ounces. Let's go over here for 6 ounces. Let's add another choice over here. This is gonna be 10 ounces. And then let's go for 14 ounces. Perfect. And then, depending on how I go over here, I'm gonna be able to select how the person did. So you are a pro over here because 8 ounces is the correct answer. I'm gonna get this one over here for you. And then we are gonna tie this 6-1, since it was very, very close. We'll be like, well, you need to keep working on this, but it won't be very bad. The 10-1 is also very close, so you need to keep working on this. And then the 14-1 is far away, so better learn them more of a few things over here. So I'm tying those outcomes over here. I could even get like different outcomes to go with the same answer as well. And then I can also, when I'm here in the outcomes, I can weight that. I can give some weight to be like, you know what, since this one is the correct answer, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna weight 10 out of these ones. This one, I'm not gonna give any, but then for the 10 one, I'll go ahead and I'll give maybe 3 points over here for weighting. So what happens with the outcome quiz is that for each question, you set up which answers determine which outcome. So that's how it works. And we can weight those by some kind of like point system that's gonna match, and it's gonna tell us how many points that person did. So this is pretty much our this is pretty much how it works with the quizzes. I know that it can be a lot of information all at once, but best way to practice this is definitely by trying this out, making sure that we know what we're doing. And if you need any help, please come and talk to us over here. We do, our support over here. We do the chat. You can go to the bubble right below your information, and then you can come and chat to us. You can call us. You can look into our help pages. I'm trying to connect this over here for you so you can see the help pages that we can have. Let me see. So you can go to our Ideas Studio, that's ideas.optivada.com, and you're going to be able to have some ideas of how to work for national promotions, national campaigns, and all of that. So if you have any questions, please just come and talk to us. It will be a pleasure to talk to you and to assist you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day.